How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be checking out the importance of Dutch bicycle exams. That is correct. That is the subject for the day. So, I often joke about the Dutch people not being able to drive because I see a lot of videos and stuff like that where that doesn't look like they can drive. But I think, one of them was a dash cam video, so obviously it don't matter where you get a dash cam video from, it's clearly going to not showcase good drivers. It's going to showcase when they mess up, right? So it's just a joke and stuff. But and I think I've joked about like maybe that's why they ride bikes so much because they don't know how to drive. I don't know. But anyways, the Netherlands does put a high regard into bicycle culture, right? So as often as like other countries have like strict regulations with getting a license for a car and stuff like that, I'm assuming it sounds like that's how it is for the Netherlands, but for bikes, which of course they got the car exams and stuff too. I mean, there is people that drive cars there. It's not just car non-existent, of course. It's just heavier on the bicycling. So like here in the United States, you don't have to have anything. You can just jump on a bike and ride up the street. Nobody's going to, I mean, you might have people in America that make fun of you because that's just the American culture. They think that, oh, you're on a bike, you must not have a license. Oh, you're on a bike, you must be poor, you can't afford a car. Some people just choose to ride a bike just for the hell of it, right? I mean, you guys can relate, you know. But there is that stigma here, unfortunately, which I wish it was different. We all wish everything was different, but it is what it is. But anyways, we're gonna find out about this one here, and it's called "The Importance of Dutch Bike Exams," and it's by the channel Grand Odyssey. So make sure you go check that out. I'm gonna go ahead and hit like and subscribe on their video. You guys should go do that too. There will be a link in the description section down below for that. And we're gonna find out how important these Dutch bike exams really are.
The Netherlands is one of the safest countries when it comes to
I guess I could raise my volume there for you.
traffic, especially when it comes to bike infrastructure and behavior around bikes. Cycling is deeply ingrained in Dutch culture, and we need to make sure it stays this way. One of the ways the Dutch make sure that children know what to do on a bike in traffic is the traffic exams, which take place in elementary schools. Do these exams work, and what are the benefits? Let's find out.
Let's find out. Yeah, sorry about the audio. I thought it was I was looking at my wrong audio meter, so if I blasted your eardrums out, I apologize, guys.
Children go to elementary school for 8 years here in the Netherlands. We call each year a so-called groep.
Elementary school, 8 years. Okay, so here in America we have kindergarten, which definitely it came from a Dutch word, right? Kinder, meaning child. Don't know what garden would translate to, but it's called kindergarten, right? Now, prior to that, it's not required. It's not required at all, but they do have a thing called preschool, which is just to kind of like, it's an optional thing to kind of like just get your child ready for school, but it's not mandatory. Mandatory is kindergarten, then you go to first grade, second grade, all the way up to sixth grade. Then you're done with grade school, and then after sixth grade, you go into what's called middle school, or some people call it junior high, and then that'll be seventh grade and eighth grade, and then from there you go to high school, which is ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and then you graduate if you make it that far and go to college and all that good stuff. So 8 grades in grade school over there. I don't know if you guys have a middle school or not. Middle school is just kind of a couple years just to help you transition from like the grade school mentality to the high school mentality. It's kind of like an in-between spot.
And each of the years is called Group 1 to 8. The traffic exams take place in Group 7 or 8. So at the end of elementary school, when the children are from 10 to 12 years old, and are organized by Veilig Verkeer Nederland.
Okay, so it's in groups, and then the traffic exams is from group 7 to 8. So 7 to 8 for us would be like middle school.
Or VVN. The process of exams is similar to getting a driver's license in the Netherlands. First, there is a theoretical exam in which 25 questions are present. These questions are about the role of a cyclist, pedestrian and passenger in traffic. 16 out of the 25 questions need to be correct to pass the exam. To pass the test, the student...
Did that say 16 out of 25? Okay, I would have thought to pass it, you would have had out of 25 questions, I would say like 18 or 20, but maybe I'm just being too strict.
Correct to pass the exam.
Whoops.
25 questions need to be correct to pass the 16 out of the
Okay,
25
16 out
questions
of
need to be
25.
correct to pass the exam. To pass the test, the students have to get a grip on traffic terms and traffic rules. These questions are then formulated from the perspective of the cyclist or the pedestrian. A few weeks after the theoretical exam is concluded, the students move on to the practical exam.
So here they wouldn't call it a theoretical exam. They got a written test and then a driving test. But that's in relation to automobiles, right? Autos, as you call it over there.
In this exam, they cycle a predetermined route which is familiar to them in their town/city. According to the organizers, this familiarity is important because it is difficult to adjust to a new situation at that age. However, before the exam can start, all bikes are checked if they are safe to partake in the exam. Worst case scenario, the bike breaks mid-exam, and that wouldn't be safe. On this route,
How often does that happen? Do your bikes break in the middle of an exam? I mean, we all know Dutch bikes are just solid compared to like the crap you get here at Walmart. I I don't think that happens very often where you're just in the middle of your bike exam and your break and your and your bike breaks. I mean, I'm sure it has. They wouldn't have mentioned it, but it's probably a small minority of the bikers out there, right?
worst case scenario, the bike breaks mid-exam, and that wouldn't be safe. On this route, they encounter a variety of obstacles like traffic signs, traffic lights, traffic crossings, and different types of bike paths. Volunteers are stationed at key points of the route and check if the students adhere to traffic rules and act in a proper way. For example, sticking out your hand is used to point out the direction you're going in. If the student
Yeah, we have that here. I mean, of course, we have traffic signal lights, but like, so hypothetically, say your left turn signal doesn't work, we would use the hand signals as a replacement, and that's supposedly enough to work to where the cops can't pull you over for no turn signals. Now, if your turn signal don't work and you just don't do any arm signal or anything, then of course you could get a ticket for not using a signal. But the arm signal, hand signals or whatever it's called, is supposed to work. You don't see people doing it very often because most people just like keep up on their vehicles, but you do randomly see somebody that don't have turn signals. Most of the time they don't do anything, but you'll notice sometimes with somebody that don't have a turn signal, there will be a cop behind them, and then in that rare chance that your turn signal is not working and you have a police officer behind you, sometimes you'll see the person use hand signals here, and usually, as far as I know, the cops don't mess with them.
students got the necessary requirements, they also passed this test and received their diploma.
It says, what are the benefits of these exams? Well, the benefit is you pass and you get your biking license, right? I would assume.
Benefits are described by the organizers, the VVN and the Hogeschool van Amsterdam, who did research on motivation around cycling and the role of traffic exams. First off, there's an increased motivation among children to take the bike to school. This is due to a few reasons like the increased awareness of the benefits of taking a bike, such
Well, and independence, like you can just go where you want when you want within reason. Listen to your parents, guys. If you're a child watching my video, don't just go with it. Like you've got, your mom and dad has to be okay with it. But other than that, you can go wherever you want to go, whenever you want to go there. So that right there is definitely motivation.
This is due to a few reasons like the increased awareness of the benefits of taking a bike, such as CO2 emissions and staying healthy. And
I don't think the kids are caring about that more. They're probably thinking more of their freedom. But of course, there's going to be some environmentalist minded children that's like, yeah, the CO2 levels. Most of them just want to be independent, though. I'm just assuming.
the exam can help children with their self-confidence in traffic, which they lacked before taking the exam, and this may be why they didn't cycle to school before. A second benefit is that children are prepared to take the bike to high school, which is normal to do here in the Netherlands, and most children do so. After group 8, they go to high school, and thus these exams come at the right time.
Okay, so after group 8, they go straight to high school. Yeah, so here we do 7 and 8 would be like, but 7's really 8 because you figure kindergarten isn't counted. Then you got first grade, which is technically your second. Maybe they do that to make it seem like you haven't been at school that long. When you're in grade 6, you're technically been there. That's your 7th year because kindergarten, and then it goes to first and second and all that.
Then the third main reason, which is still important but not directly beneficial to the children. Cycling is ingrained to Dutch culture, and through taking these exams we make sure it remains this way and our roads stay safe. Through taking these traffic exams, which consist of a theoretical and practical part, children are prepared for their future and maintain Dutch culture. These are taken at a critical time when children become more independent before going to high school. This makes it clear that these exams can greatly improve a child's behavior in traffic and thus has great importance for children and Dutch culture.
Okay.
If you want to see more of this type of video in the future, make sure to sub.
Yeah, check out the channel. Like I said, there will be a link in the description section down below. Let me see some of these comments here. Super interesting video, really cool choice of topic. Can't wait to see how you'll improve. Yes, that was a year ago. Thanks for sharing with us. Great video. So I would have added that if you fail the test, you can still just bike, and it's mainly done to spread awareness among children. Oh, so you don't, so it's not a requirement, it's just a bonus, right? So do you get like held in higher regard had you passed this versus if you didn't? So like, so nobody can stop you from getting on a bike. So it's just a voluntary kind of thing, just a help, right? I don't know. Anyways, you let me know down below what your thoughts on it. Have a super fun, awesome day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.